Hi, this is the seventh in the series, the Black History series, What is a Genetic Shift? In the comment section of video number 5, What is a Genetic Shift? The purest of tones, Dr. York, the disco singer, a viewer, Tehuti goddess, claims these divine teachings to be outdated information. She is referring to the information brought by the angel Melchizedek that are now on these 107 videos that have attracted so many subscribers and millions of viewers. Misery loves company. They all have been seduced by their heathen messengers into rejecting the angels' right knowledge scrolls for the FBI's COINTELPRO indoctrination called Actual Facts. In the scroll, from intellect to ignorance, questions and answers with Malachi Zadok for the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek on page 25, the angel says, well, I've searched the congregation of this community and said, do you want me to prove to you that they exist? I took hundreds of them to the mountain and said, now watch, they're going to come from that direction. And I called them and they came. And they hovered above them, and they saw them with their own eyes. Now, you can call everybody crazy if you want, but as long as I got company in this thing, I feel good. But they saw them with their own eyes, the ship. And I told them what to chant, and they chanted, and the ships came close, gave beams of light, and they took off. I said, those people are waiting to teach you. That was it. That's my job. Now, here is an eyewitness account of that very event. Sophia, Abdullah Muhammad, 9 years as an Ansar at the time, Joyce, Washington, testifies in the scroll Man of the Hour. On page 129, we were visiting Jazir Abba Acres in May 1983. We were roasting franks around a campfire. When we finished, we were told to form a circle. Then we sang songs. We stopped singing and started chanting Allah, and the circle seemed to grow bigger and bigger. Then Imam, who was standing in the center of the circle, told us to stop chanting and look up at what appeared to be a moving star. He said this was the mothership. He said that they heard us chanting and they came. We watched the ship soar across the sky in amazement, unquote. See, it was Ansars like Bahir, Abdullah Muhammad, Bunny, what's up, Bunny? And who witnessed Ethereal beings of light who came to visit the masjid in Brooklyn, New York, as the angel Melchizedek al-Obat, the axis, stood in the center of the circle of chanters, leading the chant. And who here, the angel made vibhuti, sacred ash, manifest out of thin air into his hands, which has healing powers. Revelation 7:9 and 13, Revelation 18:8 and 14. You follow? When I first had seen this star bush, the angel Melchizedek was wearing it. together with a sparkling white jalabia, the winged jacket, of the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek, a crystal and or silver looking sash across his chest, at the end of which was black tasseled, and black Sinbad style comforts, the tip of which was pointed and curled up. Foots and I were the only witnesses, 2 Ansars. Everyone else was sent back to Eatonton to accommodate Jesse Jackson, who was coming to visit Tamare that day. We were in Athens, Georgia, at his house at that time. Everything about him was sparkling, as if it was speckled with stars. He said to us, "This is how we will return to our fathers." This was around 2001, 2002. Late 2001, early 2002. Okay, about May 2010, I started picking up noise frequencies from the more than 1,200 cell phone towers scattered around Metro Atlanta, which I could hear in my head. The noise is similar to when you are tuning into stations on an AM radio frequency band. The noise was worse indoors and at nights, or wherever there is a network or grid of electrical wires running in the walls, the ceiling, and the floors. It was worse. I had to jump out of deep sleep many a time and just leave the house. My head felt weird, pressured. The muscles along the sides of my neck and down my back along the spinal column becomes sore to the touch. Everyone thought I was losing it, I was bugging, I was tripping out. The nerve vitalizing breath and other nerve bracing breath exercises is what constantly relieves the stress. Anyways, that cramped space in my Ford Ranger truck got really tired really quick. I needed to sleep stretched out away from electrical wiring, away from the city. That's when the AEO, Ancient Egyptian Order bus came into mind. You see, since the FBI's illegal raid and seizure, and then the eventual malicious destruction of our property at 404 Shadydale Road, Eatonton, Georgia, 31024 USA, that bus had been sitting in safekeeping on a piece of property down the block from Tamare at 359 Shadydale Road, and the Wabian lived there. So I returned to the country and was practically living out of doors as a vagrant in that bus. Over a period of time, as we reminisced, after about my third rehash of those unusual and mystifying happenings of that day in Athens, Georgia, one of the residents of that property said to me, "Taj, I have got something for you." Then he entered the house and returned with this dark bush. He said it was found tightly wrapped up and protected at the bottom of the dumpster, which was in front of our downtown Athens, Georgia, All Eyes on Egypt bookstore, which was being renovated. It was buried under all the mud, trampled scrolls, and other soiled clothing and construction debris. The Black Devils had trashed all of Malachi's clothing and belongings. Concerned members abhorred upon hearing such atrocities, traveled from near and far to Athens, Georgia to salvage whatever they could. Are you listening, people? Then he said to me, after you repeated that mystifying encounter for the third time and described this star bush so vividly, I decided you are the one who deserves to have it. So he gave it to me. Now, as the Grand Al-Mufti, Divan, Imperial Grand Potentate, Noble Reverend Dr. Malachi Ziyok L, 33 degrees, 720 degrees, El Sayyid Isa El Hadi El Mahdi of the International Supreme Council of Arab Shrindom Incorporated, head of the Imperial Royal Council of 9 IRC of N Ansarullah, a descendant of the Prophet Muhammad of Arabia through the Mahdi of Nubia, the Sudan, his International Royal Council of 9 Ansarullah Tarbush will say Al-Imam, not Amir. That would be me. I was the Amir of Toronto, Canada, Nubian Islamic Hebrew Ansarullah community between the years 1989 and 1992. Now, for those of you who have eyes to see, you should have already seen that there are too many what ifs in this equation for these chain of events not to have been a well thought out, well orchestrated, and predetermined plan by masters of the physical realm. My main what if is, what if I never had this weird condition? I probably would never have seen, much less to be wearing this tarbush. He could have easily handed me the tarbush that day in Athens, Georgia, but he did it with such elaborate, extravagant, and mystifying flair, a testament of the true master that he is. Yanu, the 19th elder man from planet Rizla. So what is the point being made here? Ansarullah, Holy Tablets, chapter 6, tablet 2, verses 15 through 23 and verse 89. Chapter 7, tablet 32, verses 1 through 12 is definitely not outdated, but it is ongoing, never ending. It came from the heavens and it will return us to the heavens. And if these suicidal, murdering demons that are terrorizing the world choose to name themselves Ansars as well, then that is their prerogative. That is between them and Anu Alyun El, the Most High. You see, the angel Melchizedek, Dr. Malachi Ziyok, give us a preview of the organization's next move. This heads up is such a huge blessing in itself that words cannot even convey. We feel so highly honored to be chosen for this duty. So, in Holy Qur'an, chapter 56, Al-Waqiyah, the great events, verses 77 through 81, it states, most surely, it is a Kareem, generous Qur'an, in a scripture, fi kitabin, that is maknoon, hidden and well guarded. the mother of scriptures, the holy tablets. None shall touch it, the mother of scriptures, save al-mutahharun, the purified ones, children of Nuwaubo, unquote. Then, on page 588, in the Degree of Muhammadism, it reads, he renews it for another 25,000 years, that he is none other than myself, the one speaking, the only one speaking in this day and time about the 25,000 year cycles, the equinox, and bringing in a holy book under the title, The Lamb. A holy book, scripture or tablet for Nubians, received by a Nubian. On page 589, I introduced overstanding to take you from this world into the next. For the holy tablets is your passport to the new life hereafter, like in the hereafter. At the bottom of the very page it states, and now we move from an understanding to an overstanding, transformed from mortals to immortality. That is to become the supreme beings, father of civilization and gods of the universe. This is what the holy tablets will give you the ability to become. See that? However, these heathens destroyed the sanctity of the holy tablets. They disobeyed the supreme command by selling the holy tablets to cursed Canaanites, Caucasian beastmen on eBay for as little as $1,000 or even as low as a measly $100. Caucasians were buying them up like hotcakes. Why were they selling their holy tablets? The brown-stained FBI black devil infiltrates told them that the holy tablet was outdated and soon to be replaced by an upgraded Aquarian Bible. Now, mind you, there has been already in existence the Aquarian Gospel, being the supposed lessons that Jesus shared with the world and are now being read by so many people wishing for a greater spiritual consciousness. At that time, or at the time of the writing of the Aquarian Gospel, your solar system, he is speaking, your solar system was in the Aquarian age, which was considered a spiritual age. Levi H. Dowling, the author, is an ape man, a Canaanite Caucasian beast man. So the money-hungry ingrates went wild, hunting down holy tablets in every nook and cranny, like dope fiends, from everyone and anyone gullible enough to give up their holy tablets for a $1,000 hit. For you new people who have been asking, this is where all the rest of the holy tablets are sitting, in the hands of the cursed Canaanite Caucasian beastmen, or probably all put in a heap and burnt. Even after the angel Melchizedek sat us down on the beach and showed us videos on the FBI COINTELPRO tactics that were used to divide and conquer, then destroy other Nubian organizations. Even after the angel documented in the scroll, is it black man's Christianity or white man's Christianity? on page 37, and I quote, Saul, Shaul, Paul was an FBI agent who infiltrated Yeshua's, Isa's, Jesus's followers, just like they do today. Come on, y'all, it's right there. They infiltrate the organization, and if they can't topple the leader physically, then they get into the organization, pretend to be members, and destroy it from the inside, like they did many groups of this day and time. Come on, y'all, we are a group of this day and time. Some examples are Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, Clarence 13X, Elijah Muhammad, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, etc. You know the tactics. People join the organizations and pretend to be devotees, work their way up under the leader, get the confidence of his people, and then pervert the doctrine, change things around, cause confusion, diversions, conflicts amongst the followers until the original teachings become all but lost in lies, unquote. You see, the angel Melchizedek also wrote the scroll, you must be born again. I was born again, baptized, took my Shahada, August 15, 1982. Once you become an Ansar, you are an Ansar until Judgment Day. Even if you reformed or defected or have unfortunately been seduced into denying the fact, do you overstand? And when these agents joined our organization, I watched them. There were no more shahadas being performed. That is a Nubian Islamic Hebrew ceremony. We were no longer Nubian Islamic Hebrews. So, after the declaration of faith in Anu, Alyun El ceremony, there is the shaving and the washing rituals. You learn how to finally wash properly, just as the prophets and their followers did. You no longer walk around all day long with smelly, soiled underwear, brown stained or yellow stained, defiled after leaving the commode. Purity and neatness is one of your first obligations after being born again. Do you follow? So just imagine the nerve of this brown stained heifer who sleaze-bagged her way into the organization by coitus, a regular run-of-the-mill Jezebel, now standing up front on a podium proclaiming, I am the Mahdi to all you undercover Ansars. Oh no, you're not, Miss FBI agent. You need your own soul, your own purified soul for that. Page 490 of the Degree of Muhammadism explains this even better. Quote, the breath of Anu, Alyun El is moving inside man. He, the Prophet Adam, the Nubian male, who was created on the spiritual plane, has the spirit of the Creator within him, which was carried on the Y chromosome. She, Eve, the Nubian female, which the Bible wrongly says was created on the physical plane from the Prophet Adam, carried her spirit on her X chromosome. The spirit of the Creator, her spirit. From the Y chromosome of the Prophet Adam, who supposedly being her father and mother, Eve received her soul. Together they make the perfect match, bringing together the union of spirit and soul. When you don't have a soul, ruh, you just have spirit, nafs, your own self. Caucasians, Canaanite Caucasian people were their own selves, the spirit, nafs. They lack the holy soul, El Ruhu El Qudus, that Anu strengthened the Messiah Jesus with, Holy Qur'an 4:171. Okay, Queen Bee. So, L, lizard, birth. Do you remember bringing this message to the nation? Quote, you brothers need to go find you a woman and bow down to her. Woman is God. Exodus 25. No, that was the message that totally eradicated all doubt. The messengers of Anu, Alun Alun El, all came preaching the worship and the oneness of Anu, who has no partners. Only a messenger of Shaitan, Diabolus, the devil, will preach and encourage the worship of the clone or hybrid of Adam, who without Adam or the Nubian male, she would have no soul. On page 301 of the Degree of Muhammadism, it reads, in the year 1932-80, at the age of 41, the FBI Federal Bureau of Investigation called Wallace Dunford into their office to inform him that they never intended for him to deify himself and that he must control his followers, the Nation of Islam, and the attacks made verbally on whites. This is something he could not control. Then on page 324, also on page 366, the impostor had to step back and keep somewhat of a low profile. He did teach classes on the theology of time, man, and actual facts. And on page 592, he states, Noble Drew Ali did not speak Arabic or Ashuric Syria, nor did Marcus Garvey, nor did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The followers of Haile Selassie did not speak ancient Hebrew or Amharic. Even today, Minister Louis Farrakhan does not speak fluent Arabic of the Qur'an, in which he quotes, or Hebrew of the Torah, in which he quotes, or Greek of the New Testament, in which he quotes. So I decided long ago never to walk in any man's shadow, unquote. So he will never, ever use the title Actual Facts, Do You Follow, for any of his teachings. You all did not personally see the angel Melchizedek teaching or delivering these actual facts. You read them, or you heard someone said, he said this. Sayings of Atum Break. Seeing is knowing, hearing and reading is believing. Page 596, Degree of Muhammadism, says, I have never asked you to blindly accept what I am teaching to you. I openly invite questions and advise you to test every spirit. John 4:1. I have always said, don't believe me, check it out. So, did you all thoroughly cross-question your so-called messenger? No, you didn't. In fact, you couldn't, her personal bodyguards, called the Majayu, would have stepped to you for being disruptive. This should have thrown up a red flag, your first one. This never, ever happened with the master teacher, our reformer. Nibiru is coming for the followers of the Mahdi, of the Messiah Jesus, of the Mujaddid, the reformer, Dr. Malachi Zio, who are born again Ansars, or were born of parents who are Ansars. Now you either have to be Ansarullah, Holy Quran 61:14, and be persecuted, Matthew 5:10, or be hypocrites. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Which do you fear the most? Being persecuted or being left behind? When the ship comes, when the ship comes, they will run towards the beast man, who will say, I never promised you anything. Then they will run back to the ships, but their names will not be written in the book, so they will not be taken. They will be rejected for what they were and are, hypocrites, and will be fuel for the fire. Once the chosen are picked up, great balls of fire will be released from the back of the ship once it pulls off, giving light 100 feet from it that will hit the earth. These balls are in South America. They are perfectly round granite spheres that were buried underground in South America. When the ships come, they will simply suck up these rock spheres from the ground rather than carry them 100 or hundreds of thousands of miles across space. That's extra weight, when it's easier to just pick them up from here. They will suck up these rocks, rekindle them, and release them on the earth. All eyes shall behold this after the chosen, the Ansars, have been transformed in the twinkling of an eye. Those that are left behind, when these Zadaqeen are being taken or taught, will be in such a disarray, meaning the reptilians will take over. Many of the species of reptilians are carnivorous, meat eaters. They love human flesh. Once the 144,000 returns with Tammuz, who you call the Messiah, they will return as King of Kings and descend to a mountain, and the reptilians will try to climb the mount to battle you. But the Igigi, those who stayed on the ship Nibiru, will use the four winds crafts and hurl fire to earth to wipe out the reptilians.